Welcome back to another video. By popular demand, I'll be making an equipment progression video to show you guys what accessories are good at your stage of the game, all the way down to the fossilized crown. But before we begin, I would like to go over the stats and what they all do. So luck is obviously how often you can get the rare stuff, like the chances divided by whatever your luck is. Dig strength is just how many like sand you can fill up your capacity. So let's say I have like 171, I'll fill like 171 on average on the pan fill. Of course, if you hit perfects, you'll fill up more. And then we have capacity, straightforward, it's just how much your pan can hold. Dig speed is how fast you can fill up sand in your pan when you do the animation, so like when you put sand in the pan. And then shake strength is how much sand drains per second when you're shaking it in the water. Toughness is self-explanatory, it just gives you like wherever you can go. Some places have toughness requirements, some don't. And then we have shake speed, same thing as dig speed, it's just how fast you can shake your pan when you're doing the mini game in the water. Then cell boost, how much your ores sell for multiplied. Size boost, the chance of your ores being bigger. And modifier boost, the chance of them having a modifier like a radiated or like iridescent here. Before we actually try to explain like accessory crafting, you have to know that accessory crafting can go from 1 through 5 stars. So let's say for example I have a gold ring that I want to make. So if I put like light gold like this, okay, that I still have some decent ones. Let me see if I can put, okay, I can't make like a bad ring because my gold is too heavy, but you know, if you put like gold at a 0.01 kg and you stack them like this, it'll probably be like 1 quality. But if you use like materials that have higher weights like this, it'll be 5 stars, and 5 stars gives you the maximum range that you can craft accessories in. So like for example, the gold ring can range from 0.2 luck to 0.7. If you are a 5 star, you can hit the max range. If you're 1 star, you can't hit that range. So that's just those basics out of the way. So getting that all out of the way, I'll be putting timestamps for your stage of the game from newcomer, beginner to mid game, late game, and then end game. Okay, starting off, if you are just starting Roblox prospecting for the first time, you're likely not going to have any money or materials to your name. You only have access to common accessories, which is the gold ring, amethyst pendant, garden glove, and titanium ring. And you see, when you first start off, you should obviously pan for gold and then craft as many gold rings as you can. You can have up to 6 slots if you're free to play, or 8 like me if you spend Robux for it. But when you're starting off, you should stack as much gold rings as you can, because they give luck and they'll help you get more ores and get more money. And the amethyst pendant and garden glove should be the only 2 you make, as the rest of them are the next layer progression, but you won't be getting that anytime soon. So when you do get an amethyst or 2 with some platinum, you should make an amethyst pendant and self-explanatory for the garden glove. This does need you to go to the beach, so some people skip this one because they just don't go to the beach until a very long time. And so if you're a newcomer, I recommend you stack as many gold rings as possible and get the amethyst pendant and garden glove whenever you can. The titanium ring is nice to have like maybe 1 or 2 for some capacity, but it's not really that useful. You should be looking to craft the next rarity of accessories, which are these smoke rings, pearl necklace, jade armband, and topaz necklace. And these are all actually mutually exclusive because you can move on to ruby rings, the lapis armbands, because the meteor ring. Let's say you just made it to Fortune River. What should you do? You shouldn't craft the smoke ring because modifier boost is basically useless and it requires you to go to the beach, and people don't really go to the beach. They both basically give the same amount of luck, 1 through 4 for the pearl and 1 through 5 for the topaz. And they have basically the same things, except the topaz necklace will be better because it gives an extra shake strength that the pearl necklace doesn't have. But the pearl necklace is easier to craft, it just requires you to go to the beach for like a little bit and you can craft it. The topaz requires 1 topaz and some titanium, and if you're relatively newer, you might not get these materials as fast. And you should look to upgrade your garden gloves to the jade armband as fast as possible. If you're digging at the Fortune River, you should get this fairly quickly. So the meteor ring gives you dig strength, which is useful, but Beginners won't really utilize this as well because they'll usually have a worse pan and it won't have that much capacity and you probably dig slower. But the ruby ring just gives you straight luck and size boost, which is what a beginner should be getting. You need a ruby and some platinum. You should just stack ruby rings, then try to get a jade armband. The lapis armband is the next stage of progression. When you do get the material, you should swap from the jade armband to the lapis armband. And the speed coil I don't recommend getting because likewise it gives dig speed and shake speed, and when you're early on that really doesn't matter, so you should just keep having the jade armband. Moving on to mid game, where people should have established a better pan such as the ones in this store, and a better shovel. And when you're at that stage, you should be making some money and you should have some rare materials to craft. And so we'll be going over the purple rarity. And so you should be getting moon rings and hardy oceans. These basically function the same. Whichever you want to get first, you can. You should stack all of these as these give you the luck you need to start crafting the next rarity of rings. So I recommend either stacking moon rings or hardy oceans, as these are both relatively easy to get as long as you just farm at the beach. So you should get 6 of these or 8 of these if you have the game pass. And you should be moving on your necklace to the opal amulet, which will give you more luck. The modifier boost is good, but it's not really that necessary. It'll just give you some extra money. And the gravity coil I don't recommend you get because capacity could help you, but at this stage capacity is sort of useless as you can start buying potions and stuff from this island and the other island. And so you should just keep your lapis armband with the luck, because luck is really important in this game. Those beginning points of luck can help you move on faster. Then now when you've established yourself with a full moon ring or full hardy ocean, you can mix and match too with the opal amulet and the lapis armband. You should start moving on to the legendary accessories. Now we can see here that we have another ring, the Lightkeeper's ring, which personally I think it's useless because it doesn't give you extra luck, and you really need luck to start hitting these mythics for the best accessories. So I would skip the Lightkeeper ring and just stay on moon rings and hardy oceans. Now we have the guiding light. This you should look to craft if you get a cat's eye. If you get a cat's eye, start with the guiding light. If you don't get a cat's eye, you should start getting the crown. But the crown does require a diamond, and when you're starting out, the diamond is you need it for the trader's request. You also need it to open the door in the cave. So you really need 3 diamonds if you want the accessory and the quest completed and the shovel and pan in the cave. So I recommend you save your diamond and just craft the guiding light as it's cheaper. And just when you get the diamond duplicates, you can make the crown, but just keep on the guiding light for now. So to replace your opal amulet, you should get the mass accumulator because it starts giving you some capacity, as the luck from the guiding light should offset the opal amulet, and the mass accumulator will give you more capacity to shake your pan with, and it'll give you more size boost to get some bigger materials to start crafting better gear. Keep in mind you should be looking for 4-star to 5-star gear if you're in the mid game. 5-star gear might be a little hard if you don't have size boost, but when it comes to later on, you really need to size boost with 5-star equipment because you don't want to be wasting your hard-earned mythic materials for a 1-star accessory. And we also have the new Dragon Claw. You can use this if you're finding you're digging a little slow, but again, dig strength and shake strength aren't really useful in the beginning. You can supplement it with a strength totem or a pan enchantment such as destructive or forceful. Now moving on to late game. When you're in the late game stage, you should have established yourself with some of the legendary accessories such as the crown and the guiding light or the mass accumulator, and you should have full inventory moon rings and hardy oceans. So now you are finally ready to mythic farm. And as you see, we have a ton of mythic accessories to go through. So which one should you get? So to start off late game, you should be looking to craft the Royal Federation crown whenever you get a pink diamond. This would boost your luck massively and sub boost and size boost to be able to get some bigger materials to craft better quality items. And you get the pink diamond at the Fortune River or the Delta. You should get either the Phoenix Heart or the Phoenix Wings. Both of these basically function the same, but they do have the negative drawback of negative capacity and negative size boost. And in my opinion, the Phoenix Heart is the best in slot, so you should get this as fast as possible. You can farm these items by farming in the Cave Oasis, in the second part of the cave. This should be your first thing to get, the Phoenix Heart. and the Royal Federation crown when you're just starting late game. So these are the two you should aim for to massively boost your luck. Now moving on to rings. Now we have 3 rings to go through, and each are varying different alternatives and setbacks. You basically need one of each if you want an endgame build. Sure, you can stack like 8 Apocalypse or 6 Apocalypse rings, but because the introduction of Solar Ring, which gives the most luck out of any ring, you'll probably want 1 or 2 of these, and to offset that you'll need Prismatic rings. And these are the most expensive items in the game, and they cost a lot of the rare materials. But if you look at my build right now, I have just fully stacked Apocalypse rings and the Prismatic Star. I haven't gotten Solar rings yet, but this should be late game. So to reiterate, if you're in late game or entering late game, you should start with getting the Royal Federation crown, and then farming for the Phoenix Heart, and then trying to get some Apocalypse rings. Spam your inventory full of these help you dig faster, they sell more, and they give you the most luck. So by now you should be in endgame, you should be level 26 or higher, and you are looking forward to making the best build you can possibly do. And in order to do that, you will need to start crafting the Fossilized Crown, the Solar Ring, and the Phoenix Wings. Phoenix Wings have the negative drawback of negative capacity, and when you're running this with the Phoenix Heart, you get maximum luck to farm to those mythics. So when you do get a Flare Bloom, you should craft the Phoenix Wings to help you with your luck. You could also interchange it with the Fossilized Crown. This is obviously the rarest item in the game to get, which is the Dinosaur Skull, which is an exotic. You should only use this if you're farming for money and experience. You use the Fossilized Crown. If you're going for mythics, you should pair the Phoenix Wing and the Phoenix Heart together. Now for rings, if you're in the end game, I recommend like 2 Solar Rings and 2 Prismatic Stars to offset the negative effect of the Solar Ring, and then the rest full of Apocalypse Rings. The Apocalypse Rings help you dig faster, which is a really big help in the late game when the pan capacity is around 700. If you don't have these rings, you're going to start digging super slow and you can't pan as fast. To show an example in the endgame build, I don't have a Solar Ring yet, but I do have the rest of the stuff. I do plan on replacing this Apocalypse Ring with the Solar Ring once I get it, but this is an example of an endgame build you can get. And here are my stats, not boosted by Friend Boost or Meteor. So basically that is all guys for the equipment guide. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions. I'll be sure to answer any of them. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.